And welcome to Chapter 9. Here we're going to focus on the overall customer experience and more specifically looking at enterprise applications. Here we look at the main purpose of enterprise systems. Can you think of examples of why it might be valuable to have information from one process instantly available to another process? In our text, the example of Alcoa is given, which implemented enterprise software to eliminate redundant processes and systems, reduce requisition pay to cycle time, reduce 20% of worldwide costs. Enterprise systems feature a set of integrated software modules and the heart of it all, the central database by which business processes and functional areas throughout the enterprise can share data. This graphic illustrates the function of enterprise software to integrate and share data between the different business functions. One of the key ideas of enterprise solutions is that there's one company, one database, and not a collection of disconnected databases. Here, we look at the functions in an enterprise software package and how it would be implemented by a firm. Could you describe why it is typically best to perform only minimal changes to enterprise software and instead change the way the firm works in order to conform to the software's business process? Again, looking at the business value of enterprise systems. What does it mean for the firm that enterprise systems enforce the use of common, standardized definitions and formats for data by the entire organization? Next, we introduce the concept of the supply chain. Supply chain management software is a type of enterprise software for managing complicated supply chains, ultimately moving from point A to point B, that may include thousands of suppliers. Again, in the text, we have the example of Nike sneakers supply chain. What types of firms are in the upstream supply chain? And what about the downstream? The diagram illustrates Nike's supply chain classified into 3 tiers as Tier 3 suppliers, 2, and 1. Tier 3 suppliers are 4 groups of suppliers, each comprising 3 individual units. They are together connected to Tier 2 suppliers comprising 4 individual units. Tier 2 suppliers are divided into groups of 2, such that each pair is connected to a contract supplier. There is a mutual flow of communication between the 3 tiers labeled as upstream. Each contract supplier is mutually connected to Nike. The diagram further shows a mutual connection between Nike, distributor, retailer, and customer, each connected to the other by double-headed arrows. The relation of the first contract supplier with Nike and its distributor, retailer, and customer involves upstream activities like capacity, inventory level, delivery schedule, and payment terms. The relation of the second contract supplier with Nike and its distributor, retailer, and customer involves downstream activities like orders, return requests, repair and service requests, and payments. This slide discusses the effects of timely and untimely information on a supply chain. What do you think causes inefficiencies in a supply chain? Part shortages, underutilized plant capacity, excessive finished goods, high transportation costs. These are caused by untimely information. Perfect information can result in a just-in-time strategy. Because of uncertainties, manufacturers keep a safety stock. Why is this inefficient? Another effect of uncertainties is the bullwhip effect. Inaccurate information can cause minor fluctuations in demand for a product to be amplified as one moves further back in the supply chain. Minor fluctuations in retail sales for a product can create excess inventory for distributors, manufacturers, and suppliers. This graphic illustrates how a slight rise in demand by customers for an item will cause successive participants to slightly overstock related inventory just in case. These changes are amplified as one moves back further in the system. Here we look at the two main types of supply chain management systems. Think about and determine if you can describe the concept of demand planning. It determines how much product a business needs to make to satisfy customer demand. We review the additional complexities experienced by global supply chains. Today's apparel industry relies heavily on outsourcing to contract manufacturers in China and other low-wage countries. Apparel companies use the web extensively to manage their global supply chain and production issues. This discusses the fact that supply chain management systems facilitate efficient customer response, allowing the workings of the business to be driven more by customer demand, moving from push-based sequential models to pull-based concurrent models of production. The difference between push and pull-based models is summarized by the slogan, "Make what we sell, not sell what we make." This graphic illustrates the difference between the earlier push-based model of supply chains and a pull-based model. Do you think there are some industries uniquely suited to the pull-based model? How about automobiles, appliances, and consumer durables? What are the drawbacks of a pull-based model? The emerging internet-driven supply chain operates like a digital logistics nervous system. It provides multi-directional communication among firms, networks of firms, and e-marketplaces so that entire networks of supply chain partners can immediately adjust inventories, orders, and capacities. This graphic illustrates the multi-directional communications within a future supply chain driven by the internet. Private industrial networks and net marketplaces are discussed later. A private industrial network is typically a large firm using an extranet to link to its suppliers and other key business partners. Net marketplaces are digital marketplaces based on internet technology for many different buyers and sellers. This slide examines the value of using SCM systems to businesses. How can increased sales result from a more efficient supply chain? Now we introduce the concept of customer relationship management as a key function of the business and use of CRM systems to provide a single place to consolidate and analyze data about the customer. Can you think of examples of the different types of customer data that would be captured by a firm? What types of valuable information does the firm need to know about its customers? Who are the most profitable? Who are the most loyal? CRM systems examine customers from a multifaceted perspective. These systems use a set of integrated applications to address all aspects of the customer relationship, including customer service, sales, and marketing. This graphic illustrates the functions found in the integrated applications of a CRM system. This slide discusses the types of CRM software available, which range from niche tools to full-scale enterprise-wide applications. Here, we look at additional packages that are typically included as tools for customer relationship management features. Customer relationship management software provides a single point for users to manage and evaluate marketing campaigns across multiple channels, including email, direct mail, telephone, the web, and social media. This graphic gives an example of how CRM systems can support marketing by analyzing and evaluating marketing campaigns. The major CRM software products support business processes in sales, service, and marketing, integrating customer information from many sources. Included is support for both the operational and analytical aspects of CRM. This graphic illustrates the range of functions included in the sales, marketing, and service modules. As noted in the text, CRM software is business process driven, incorporating hundreds of business processes thought to represent best practices in each of these areas. To achieve maximum benefit, companies need to revise their model and model their business process to conform to the best practice business processes within the CRM software. This process map shows how a best practice for promoting customer loyalty through customer service would be modeled by customer relationship management software. The CRM software helps firms identify high-value customers for preferential treatment. Here we look at the two main types of CRM software: operational and analytical. Analytical CRM uses a customer data warehouse or analytic platform and tools to analyze customer data collected from the firm's customer touchpoints and from other sources. This graphic illustrates the main components of analytic CRM. Data is captured from various channels and fed into a customer data warehouse, where OLAP, data mining, and other analysis tools help identify profitable customers, churn rates, and so on. This slide discusses the value to businesses of implementing a CRM system. How do you think marketing could be made more effective by using a CRM system. Here we identify the challenges firms face when they implement enterprise applications. Now we look at the trends in enterprise software. The text cites the example of enterprise solutions from SAP, which combines key applications in finance, logistics, and procurement and human resources administration into a core ERP component. Businesses then extend these applications by linking to function-specific web services such as employee recruiting or collections management provided by SAP and other vendors. SAP provides more than 500 web services through its website. And finally, we now look at the trends within enterprise software and where we can potentially see things going in the years to come. Coming up next, we'll focus on Chapter 10.